Remember 1989? It was the year when The Simpsons confused TV execs, Seinfeld was still a ratings afterthought, and network suits genuinely believed they could turn anything into must-see TV. Some ideas worked, most did not. Sure, we got Cheers, Roseanne, and a few future icons, but we also got sitcoms about real estate agents, surrealist family comedies directed by horror legends, and a medical drama so tone-deaf it triggered an actual nationwide boycott from nurses. Yes, really. Some of these shows lasted 5 episodes. Others stuck around just long enough to humiliate everyone involved. A few even starred future A-listers who would probably pay you to forget they were ever part of the cast. So, buckle up because we're diving into 10 more forgotten TV shows from 1989. Programs that flopped harder than New Coke and disappeared faster than your local video rental card. You won't believe what got greenlit or how fast it all fell apart. 10. Open House, the real estate comedy no one was buying. In 1989, Fox was still the scrappy underdog of network television, throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what would stick. One of those attempts was Open House, a sitcom about real estate agents. Riveting, right? Alison LaPlaca played Linda Phillips, a ruthless LA realtor hustling overpriced homes and arguing about square footage. But the show's real treasure? A then unknown Ellen DeGeneres as the quirky office secretary, years before she danced her way into daytime royalty. Unfortunately, Open House was scheduled against murder, she wrote, in the magical world of Disney, and audiences clearly preferred sleuthing and cartoons over escrow jokes. Despite Ellen's natural comedic spark, the concept fell flat. After 22 episodes, the house was sold, at a loss. Fox learned the hard way that real estate and primetime comedy don't mix, and Ellen, well, she moved on to bigger and far better things. 9 FM, the sitcom about public radio. That no one tuned into NBC executives in 1989 had a bold revelation. What if we made a sitcom about NPR? Enter FM, a behind-the-scenes comedy about the thrilling, high-octane world of public radio. Spoiler, it wasn't thrilling. Robert Hayes, Airplane, starred as Ted Costas, the program director at a struggling DC station. His team included a pre-home improvement Patricia Richardson and James Avery, before he became everyone's Uncle Phil. Despite the talent, FM couldn't figure out what it wanted to be. Was it workplace comedy, romantic drama, commentary on public broadcasting? The title itself, FM, didn't help. NBC made things worse by airing it erratically, first as a summer fill-in, then as a mid-season backup. Viewers barely had time to realize it existed before it vanished. In hindsight, FM might have thrived in today's podcast era. But in 1989, public radio wasn't funny. It was just quiet. And so was the audience. 8. Sister Kate nuns, orphans, and no chance of survival. What do you get when you mix a British soap star, a nun's habit, and a bunch of quirky orphans? Apparently a one-way ticket to cancellation. Sister Kate starred Stephanie Beacham as a tough but loving nun running a Chicago orphanage, filled with sassy kids and life lessons. It had all the classic ingredients, a heartwarming premise, an ensemble of precocious children, and that 1989 family values flavor. It should have worked. But NBC made a brutal scheduling mistake. Sunday nights. That meant Sister Kate was up against the unbeatable duo of 60 Minutes and Murder, she wrote. Viewers had a choice. Watch Angela Lansbury solve crimes or a nun teach kids to share. You can guess what America picked. Worse, the show already felt outdated in a world where The Cosby Show and Roseanne were redefining family TV. After 19 episodes, Sister Kate quietly packed up her habit and faded into syndication limbo. 7. The People Next Door, the sitcom. So bizarre, even Wes Craven gave up when the creator of A Nightmare on Elm Street decides to make a wholesome family sitcom. You should probably run. The People Next Door was Wes Craven's surreal detour into comedy, and it was every bit as confusing as it sounds. Jeffrey Jones, yes, Ferris Bueller's creepy principal, played Walter Kellogg, a cartoonist whose imagination manifested in real life. One minute, his dead relatives were dropping by for dinner. The next, toasters had feelings. It was like Bewitched on acid, with none of the charm. The cast was surprisingly stacked, including Mary Gross, Leslie Jordan, and Christina Pickles. But no one, including the audience, could figure out what genre this was supposed to be. Family sitcom? Horror satire? Experimental therapy? CBS yanked the plug after just 5 episodes, making it one of the quickest cancellations of the year. Even Craven bailed and went back to horror, where at least nightmares made more sense. 6. The Nutt House turned out to be a masterclass in how not to use comedy legends. Billed as an American answer to Fawlty Towers, the show was packed with pratfalls, goofy accents, and over-the-top slapstick. But by 1989, audiences had moved on from loud gags to smarter character-driven humor like Cheers and the Golden Girls. Even with Brooks's signature zaniness, the jokes landed with a thud. Watching Corman and Leachman, 2 giants of the Carol Burnett Show, struggle through clunky punchlines felt more tragic than funny. It was like watching royalty stuck in a clown car. NBC launched the series with a 2-hour premiere, hoping for magic. Instead, they got 11 episodes of mayhem before quietly pulling the plug. Not even Mel Brooks could save this madhouse. 5. Brand New Life. Disney tried to reboot the Brady Bunch, and nobody cared. Brand New Life was Disney and NBC's attempt to give the Brady Bunch formula a late 80s facelift. The setup? A struggling waitress marries a rich Beverly Hills lawyer, and their kids have to learn how to live under one bougie roof. Heartwarming chaos ensues, in theory. Barbara Eden, yes, I Dream of Jeannie herself, starred as the new stepmom trying to keep it all together. It even featured future stars like Jenny Garth, pre-9210, and Allison Sweeney, Days of Our Lives. On paper, it had everything. But timing is everything, and this show's timing was terrible. NBC slotted it into Disney's Sunday night block, right when families were switching to America's Funniest Home Videos or ignoring TV altogether. The result? No one watched. Despite launching as a successful TV movie, the series lasted only 1 season. Turns out, audiences in 1989 didn't want a new Brady Bunch. They just wanted someone to get hit with a football. 4. Unsub, the crime show that invented CSI, a decade too early. Unsub might be the most important flop on this list. Why? Because it literally pioneered the forensic crime procedural 12 years before CSI made it cool. David Soul, Starsky and Hutch, led a team of FBI profilers who hunted serial killers using psychological profiling, forensic science, and teamwork. It was smart, detailed, and way ahead of its time. The problem? In 1989, viewers didn't want howdunits. They wanted whodunits. Instead of a simple mystery with a big reveal, Unsub often showed you the killer up front and focused on how the team caught them. It was tense, intelligent, and gripping. Just not what audiences were used to. NBC canceled it after just 8 episodes, completely unaware they were sitting on a goldmine. A decade later, CSI would copy the blueprint and become one of the most successful franchises in TV history. Unsub walked so Gil Grissom could run. It just did it too soon. 3. The famous Teddy Z Hollywood satire that was way too inside for its own good. In 1989, CBS tried to poke fun at the entertainment industry with the famous Teddy Z, a sharp satirical sitcom about the absurd world of talent agents. But while Hollywood insiders laughed, Middle America just scratched their heads. John Cryer, pre-Two and a Half Men, starred as Teddy Zakalakis, a clueless mailroom clerk suddenly promoted to talent agent after accidentally impressing a Marlon Brando-esque movie star. Think Entourage meets The Office, but a decade too early. Critics loved it. The writing was tight, the jabs at showbiz were razor sharp, and Alex Rocco, playing ruthless agent Al Floss, even won an Emmy. But CBS viewers didn't get the jokes about 3-picture deals and studio politics. They wanted Murphy Brown and designing women, not biting satire about development meetings. Despite the praise, the show was axed after 15 episodes. It's a classic case of the right show on the wrong network, at the wrong time. Number 2, A Man Called Hawk. Prestige TV buried on a Saturday night. A Man Called Hawk had everything going for it. Style, substance, a magnetic lead, and a killer jazz soundtrack. It also had one fatal flaw. CBS threw it in the Saturday night graveyard and walked away. Avery Brooks reprised his breakout role from Spencer for Hire, now front and center as Hawk. a philosophical, sharply dressed vigilante cleaning up Washington, D.C.'s streets. It was noir, it was poetic, and it had serious edge. Think The Wire, but in 1989. The cast was stacked with future icons. Samuel L. Jackson, Angela Bassett, and Wesley Snipes all passed through Hawk's world. And Brooks? He brought gravitas that would later shine as Captain Sisko on Deep Space Nine. But CBS didn't know how to market it. The network wanted a simple crime drama. What they got was a moody, artful meditation on justice. It aired 13 episodes before fading out. Wrong night, wrong network, wrong era. Right show. 1. Nightingales, the medical drama that made nurses. Revolt Nightingales had the makings of a hit. A cast of attractive young nurses, a respected lead in Suzanne Plachette, and the medical drama formula that usually works. But instead of thoughtful stories or ER-style grit, NBC gave audiences lingerie, locker room banter, and cringe-worthy stereotypes, and nurses everywhere were furious. The show followed 5 student nurses living together in Los Angeles, balancing their chaotic professional lives with soap opera personal drama. But rather than honoring the profession, Nightingales portrayed nurses as flirtatious, clueless, and more interested in romance than patient care. The backlash was swift. The American Nurses Association launched a national campaign condemning the show. Advertisers pulled out. Headlines exploded. NBC scrambled to save face, but the damage was done. After just 13 scandalous episodes, Nightingales flatlined. Ironically, it was trying to be Grey's Anatomy 15 years too early, but without the nuance or respect. Some flops fade quietly. This one left burn marks. Some shows just weren't meant to last. 1989 gave us some unforgettable hits and a lineup of shows we've mostly blocked out. Whether they were ahead of their time or just totally off the mark, these TV flops remind us how unpredictable network television used to be. What about you? Did you watch any of these? Which one do you actually remember? Drop a comment below. We'd love to hear your throwback memories. And if you enjoyed this nostalgia trip, be sure to like, subscribe, and stick around for more forgotten gems from the past. Thanks for watching Time Capsule Media, where the past plays on.